Okay guys, I'm back, and the topic on this video is finding the area of a sector of a circle. Now a sector is bounded by the two radiuses here and the arc, which last time around we measured. But guess what? This process is pretty much the same. We don't have any way of calculating just straight out what the area of a sector is, but we do know how to calculate the area of a total circle. And the area of a circle is equal to pi times the radius squared. Clear enough? So if we look at number 5, let's find the area of the total first, which is the radius is equal to 6. So if we take area, and we're going to use again 3.14 times the radius squared, which is 6 squared. Okay? And we make that calculation. We find out that the area is equal to 6 times 6 times 3.14. We find out that the area is equal to 113.04. So the area is equal to 113.04. All right. If you remember from when we were talking about finding the length of the arc, we set up a proportion. And one side of the proportion was the length or the measure of the central angle, which is 195, divided by the total number of degrees, or 195 degrees, which is 360 in a circle. And before we said that x was the measure of this arc. Well, now x is the area of that sector, and that area over the total area of the circle, which is 113.4, is our proportion. Looking pretty familiar here, guys. So what do? We do the same thing we did before. We cross multiply. And we end up with 360x is equal to 195. Oh, excuse me, this is 113.04. I'm sorry. If we take 113.04 and multiply it times the central angle, which is 195, we get a big number. 22,042.8, but we're going to knock it down and divide it by 360 on this side in order to get our x. So if we divide that by 360, we end up with, divided by 360, we end up with 61.2. X is equal to 61.23. Guys, it's the same thing we did before. We get the total, and then we get the portion of the total by using the central angle. So over here, when we calculate the area, we get 3.14 times 13 squared. That means that area is equal to, let's see, 13 times 13 times 3.14 is equal to 530.66. All right, so let's set up our ratio. Central angle is 135 divided by the total number of degrees, which is 360, has got to equal x, which is what we're looking for, divided by the total area, 530.66. We cross multiply, we get 360x is equal to big number 530.66 times 135 gives us 71,639.1. Divide them both by 360 because we want x by itself. We divide that one by 360 and we end up with 198.99, which 198.99 with which if we're x is 9975, so that's going to be equal to 199.0. Okay, because it's going to round up. All right, let's just keep going here. Here we got a central angle of 270. Well, first of all, we got to find the area. Well, the area is equal to pi 314 times 10 squared. Well, the reason I made that mistake is 10 squared is 100. 3.14 times 100. So the area is equal to 314. Okay? So we're going to set up our little ratio here. We got 270, which is the central angle, divided by 360. And that's got to be equal to what we're looking for over the total area. Okay? Now, I could multiply this out, but if you want to make your life a little simpler, you can simplify this. Well, no, let's just go ahead and work it out. That way, that's one less step we have to deal with. So, when we cross multiply, we're left with 360x is equal to 270 times 314 is, whoa, it is a really big number. Let's make sure we got what we're looking for here. 270 times 314. Let me recalculate that because I got $16 million here, or 16 million. So let's see what we got. 270 times 314. Ah, that's better. That's 84,780. Is that right? 84,780. And then we're going to divide that by 360. Yeah. We get 84,000. Recalculate this again. Guys, I told y'all before, I make mistakes, and when something doesn't look right, I try to do it. So it's 84,780. If I divide by 360, I get x is equal to, and I divide that one by 360. 84,780 divided by 360, 235.5. I can believe that because 270 degrees of this is 3/4 of it. So about 3/4 of 360 would be equal to that. So we divide this one by 360, and that's the answer we get. The last one, same thing. area is equal to 3.14 times 20 squared. Well, 20 squared is 20 times 20, which is 400. And so if I take my 400 times 3.14, I get 1,256. So the area of this total circle is 1,256 square inches, okay? But we're going to do the same thing we've done all the way up here. I'm sorry, I slipped that up and didn't show y'all all this. Okay. 3.14 times 10 squared is 100 times 3.14 is 314. We got a central angle of 270 over 360. And so the area has got to be equal to that proportion of x over 314. When we cross multiply, this is what I was showing you before, is it's not 360x, it's 270 over 360. No, we divide by 360, we get x. We divide this number by 360, and we get that answer. It's the same rhythm that we had when we were finding the length of the arc. So we come up here, we've got a central angle of 300 degrees over 360 has got to equal to what we're looking for, x over 1256. Cross multiply, we get 360x is equal to 300 times 1256. 300 times 1256 is equal to it's 300 times, I couldn't believe the number, 300 times 1,256 is 376,800. See, it's a god-awful big number, but we knock it down and divide it by 360 here. Those go away, just like those did. And we end up with x is equal to this divided by 360. So we take the 376,800 divided by 360, and we get 1046.666. So we get 1,046.7. Okay? Guys, it's the same routine. The only difference is instead of calculating the circumference, which then you're calculating a proportion of, you're calculating the area using this formula. Okay? I'm going to leave problems 1 through 4 for you to solve, and I will be back with you next week. Remember, you can always call me at 817-986-8298. Excuse me, 817-980-8298. Forget my home phone number. Or I'm at tom.payton@crowley.k12.tx.us. A nice short email. Thank you very much, and I'll be in touch next week. The one I'm going to grade is going to be the first lesson, not this lesson. So, if you're only going to do one, do the one based on the measure of an arc. Goodbye for the week, and please call me or do something to let me know you're out there. Bye.